Hello, Relational Realtors. It's JANAMAY. I'm a realtor with Exit Magic City, and I am so excited about tonight. We have been so excited that we are going to have Tony Bahou with us next week for an hour. Say, can I get a hey? Anyway, without further ado, I would like to introduce you, if you don't know him, to Tony Bahou, who is the broker owner of EXIT New Door Realty in Jackson, Mississippi. I hope it's Jackson. And here he is. Oh, he's a former broadcaster, y'all. We can't get better than that. So let's all welcome Tony Bahou. There he is. Oh, he's coming. He's coming. There he is. Yay. So I would also, hey, sorry, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Tony Bahou. I run EXIT New Door Realty out of the central Mississippi area. We're based out of Ridgeland, but I live in northeast Jackson, so it's right across, the next county over. But I've been here actually 20 years in the state of Mississippi, born and raised in Houston, then moved out to Los Angeles to go to high school, and then attended the University of Arizona on a broadcasting degree to get my broadcasting degree in television. And then first job was in Montana in 92 and the claim to fame is Savannah Guthrie and I were weekend anchor. She was the news anchor and I was the sports guy for a TV station in Montana for all of about 6 or 7 months. And then we separate ways, and I'm in real estate and she's on the Today Show. So anyway, stops Houston as a photographer and producer, and then here in Mississippi area as both a sports anchor and then ultimately a sports director for Channel 16, which is the ABC affiliate here in Jackson. So I got real estate.
Awesome. So that's what brought you to Mississippi was?
Yeah, TV. Yeah, TV brought me to Mississippi in '99. I did a year on the coast. And then I got the weekend anchor gig up here in 2000. Did that for about 7 years. Got out of television, and then went into the not-for-profit world. I was a public relations director for a couple of different not-for-profits. United Way for a year, Mississippi Blood Services, and then which is one of the state's largest blood banks. And then ultimately was the executive director for Special Olympics Mississippi for a couple of years before I started real estate.
Awesome. Well, welcome to the crazy world of houses.
Yep.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Like, I tell everybody it's a divine calling.
Absolutely.
It is. You couldn't do this if you weren't empowered. I have also invited Lori Paul. She's also an admin of this page, and she's my accountability partner. And I just think the world of her. And I thought it'd be good because I'm very comfortable in front of the camera. I'm probably doing everything wrong, but I don't have a problem hopping on live at a moment's notice. And I know that's not the norm. So if you are nervous or not comfortable, this is where you need to be. But and Lori's awesome in front of the camera. Lori, put your head back up in the screen. There she is. All right. Without further ado, here's Lori Paul. Let's all applaud. Yay. Yay.
Hey, y'all.
So, hey, sweetheart.
Good
looking wonderful.
Oh, as do you.
Where was I? Oh, I got rid of it. So you're going to give us a summary, and then next week, I'd love for you to give us homework, is what I would love for you to do. And everybody watching this, we're going to have an assignment at the end.
Yeah.
Lori's going to give that to us. Is that right?
No,
Yeah.
I am. Okay.
Cool. Very cool.
Well, Tony, I would like some tips for us, maybe on how to not have tunnel vision. I know one of the things that, we all have butterflies when we go in front of the camera, but it feels like you get into a tunnel and you're worried about remembering everything you need to say. So do you have any tips on that? And then maybe we can think of next week, if someone wants to practice, we can put it on screen, maybe a little, minute blip. I
And
think this is a
Relational
safe
Realtor is a safe place. You
Yeah,
can't share posts out of here. So if you want to hop on live and practice, but first let's get some learning.
yes. We want to hear what you have to say.
Now, I
Tips.
can't hear her, but let me see here.
You
Can you hear
can't
me,
hear
Tony?
me.
No, it's fine.
It don't matter. Tell them it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Can you hear me, Tony?
Oh,
Oh, I can hear both of you. Oh, now I don't hear.
Be Live's got glitches.
Ah. No.
So now you're gonna get the delay, but that's okay. We'll take you any way we can get you.
I can't hear Lori, but you can ask the questions. I only see you, Jenna. So I'm watching her on the delay on Facebook, but I can mute that. So if you can just relay what Lori's saying, that'd be great.
Just an assignment. Give us some tips on what would for people who are not comfortable in front of Facebook Live, an assignment, and to do it here
Sure. So,
on Relational Realtor where it's safe.
right. What I would
Yeah.
suggest you guys to do is start out with a short video, 30 seconds to a minute, like you've been doing before, and pick one subject out. When we used to write scripts for television, each sentence would be about 5 seconds. So a 30-second script, and whatever you want to say, is only about 6 to 7 seconds. So if you wanted to do a minute, you would have an intro, 4 or 5 sentence, body of work, whatever you're going to talk about, and then reiterate what you were going to say. So tell a short story if you wanted to do it as an introductory video. So if you were going to do an about me video, and there's a couple of agents here at EXIT that have done really good jobs of just introducing themselves. A minute long introduction about who you are, what you stand for, and how you're going to help people. And that should be about 30 seconds to a minute, and about between, like I said, 6 to 12 sentences. And you can tell a short story. And then as you get better and comfortable with telling, we can add on to that. But it would be a good little introduction to yourself, and then you could post that if you're comfortable and you with it to your, of course, your web page, your Facebook page, and then I would put it on your bio, like I've seen some exit agents do, to really maximize your visibility out there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That sounds like a great idea.
To me, imitation is the highest form of flattery. Can you provide some examples, some agents that we could go watch their about me videos? Do you know any on the top of your head?
Yeah, Destiny down with Prestige Luxury in Pass Christian has a good one. Michelle Brown did one here. One of my agents, we videotaped her kind of walking, working on the computer. So you can do some what we call B-roll. It's a minute worth of, and you don't have to be on camera the whole time. It could be the first, 2 or 3 sentences. Then you take video of yourself and then put it on layer on top of that. You can do that with your iPhone through iMovie, or in any kind of editing software that's fairly user friendly. on your phone or computer, but that's the easiest way if you wanted to keep it real simple on your phone. iMovie, if you had one. I don't have an Android, I'm an Apple person, but iMovie, shoot your minute video and then layer some top video, B-roll video of you walking and talking and interacting with the public would be great. So, but Destiny's done a good job, and Michelle Davis has done one too, and she's actually put the video up on her cover page for her Facebook.
Oh, we lost sound.
Uh-oh.
Sorry about that.
What happened to the sound? Can y'all hear? There, you're back.
No,
It could be the app I use.
put it on do not disturb.
Lori, you have anything? Sorry, love.
I didn't say anything.
You were saying, Tony?
No, that's it.
Oh, okay. Lori, do you want to ask something?
And remember, I can't hear her. You're
like
going to have to translate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, wait a second, Lori. I'm going to exit out and see if that Tony can hear you.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay. Good to see you again, Tony. Can you hear me? No? Glitches. I can hear both of you.
Say something, Lori. See if that works.
Hey, can you hear me, Tony?
Okay.
Good
What's
deal.
the question, my darling?
We
had some technical difficulties. Thank you for staying with us. It was user error. What were you going to ask, Lori? And I'll just relay it.
I would say, do you carry something in your hand when you're broadcasting? Do you have something that you can just look at quickly? What makes it more comfortable for you? Would you recommend that? Or just you think it should just be conversational?
Would you carry something in your hand? What would you do with your hands? Would you make it conversational?
Yeah, so I'm an
movement.
animated guy, so I do talk with my hands a lot. A lot of people get real tight and clenched. What I would do is, like any good presenter, if you don't know what to say or how to say it, you can put your hands together. It's called a steeple. You want to have it more comfortable if you can do, like a palm in your hand, or you can clasp your hands together if you don't. But to emphasize a point, yeah, you can. When we were on the desk, we were always kind of taught to not put our hands under the desk so they could see our hands, so we're more trustworthy. But just be comfortable with the normal way you talk. If you don't like to talk with your hands, then just maybe one hand and one hand on the hip would be okay, or on the side. You just want to be conversational and be authentic, and I think most people will believe what you are saying and value it.
Yeah.
Because I have seen, go ahead, love.
I'm just curious if anyone in the comments section has any questions, any particular questions they have for Tony.
Yes. Debbie Drury asked, do you use cue cards?
You can. There are a couple
of realtors.
You can. Again, if you want to try to memorize your script or what you're saying, if you're doing it an ad lib, just kind of have an idea of what you're doing. If you use cue cards, there's actually on an iPhone, there's another app called Big View. It's a teleprompter, so you can type in what your script is, and it'll read along with you. And you can just read along right at the camera, and it looks like you're just talking naturally. So if you want to practice reading a teleprompter, and that's how most TV people do it, they don't remember all the things. They glance down because there's a script they have, and then they glance up, and the words are moving on the monitor. And it's a teleprompter. So it's called Big View, BIGVU. There's other ones you can use with an iPad or an iPhone, but that's the one I've found kind of helpful.
Okay.
And Debbie asked also about DIY lighting tips. Like I've been looking into
Yeah.
green screens and
My agents borrowed mine. If you wanted to use that, they're about, I can't remember what brand I used. It's about 99 bucks. I think you can get them for $49
on
um,
Amazon.
on
Yeah.
Amazon. Yeah, you just type in green screen Amazon. They come with a tent pole. There's two poles and then a crossbar, and then the green screen goes over that.
No.
So very easy to set up. What I'm using right now is a light ring. And that was another $59 purchase by, I think, Newer, Neewer is
Mm-hmm.
the brand. And again, you put your iPhone or your phone in there. I don't have the attachment where you can put um, the iPad, but you can do the same thing with that. So there's that. The light ring is actually a real good time saver. It looks pretty good. And you can actually turn it up or turn it down if it's too bright. So you can get more natural light. Turn it off. This is what it looks like turned off. But see, you can see
Oh wow.
the difference in the lighting right there, and it's not so blinding that I can't see you. It's just a good bright light, and you guys can really kind of tell the difference if you've taken your time and do it. And I'm using an iPhone, and I'm fairly far away. I don't know if I sound hollow. I'm not wearing a mic, but the
You
sound
sound good.
quality, and it looks good. So, and you can see the whole background. It's a pretty good wide angle view on the, I've got I got the 11 now. I had it upgrade because my 8 died finally. So this camera's, very high functioning camera for sure.
And I don't know how my lighting is, Debbie, but I got two of these desk lamps.
Yeah.
There you go. Pointing away from my face to the wall.
But even
That
right there, the way it looks, you can have it just a little, bounce it off the desk and it kind of gives you underneath, or you can bounce it off the ceiling if you wanted to have a halo effect. But
I'd
you can
rather the halo don't focus on the neck.
bounce it off bounce it off the ceiling. It'll brighten up your headshot.
Pardon me.
And
There
if
we
you
go.
could have one pointed in the background to light up the books, and then kind of highlight that too. So there's different ways you can light it. One focused on you, and one focused on the background to balance it out.
I have a
Awesome.
question.
Lori has a question.
I would like to know, in broadcast school, did they give you the number one rule, like the first and foremost rule to always remember? I'm curious what that would be. I'm
Yeah.
sure there is one.
In broadcast school, what is the number one rule they gave you?
Be conversational. You know, you don't write for broadcasting like you do in a newspaper. So I took journalism classes, and it was a totally different writing style. We don't talk always exactly the way we read. So it was more choppier sentences, shorter conversational sentences. So that makes you more authentic. The other thing is, if you think you're kind of animated, when you play yourself back, you're not. So you almost have to exaggerate a little bit, and then you seem like you're not so talking so down and monotone. You really have to pick up and engage and interact with the camera, which is a two-dimensional screen, so you come alive to that person on the other side, if that makes sense. So I can turn,
It so makes sense.
and then I can turn
It's,
say, hey, this is Tony Bahou from EXIT New Door Realty. Let me show you this wonderful house in Madison, Mississippi. And you kind of get that, vibe to it.
yeah. If you want to see the genesis of somebody getting comfortable, I have a YouTube channel called JANAMAY, Birmingham Real Estate Agent. And if you go to my early ones, it's like, my name is JANAMAY and I'm with now it's like, what's up, y'all? Yeah, just evolution. Even though I'm not good. I'm no pro. I just
Yeah.
got to the point where I'm just going to be myself, except for
and that's what,
listing videos.
and that's be
More
yourself.
professional.
Absolutely.
Do you have any good war stories or things that happened that might be funny?
Do you have any good war stories or things that might have happened that are funny?
Yeah, I tell this story at my BNI group all the time. When you're doing a BNI 10-minute presentation, they always ask you for something that, the group doesn't know about you. And so in 2005, I was still on television, working for WAPT, and I was doing sports. I was a sports director, and but Hurricane Katrina, came in August of that year, and we stopped doing sports, kind of like nowadays. They're doing very limited sports because there's so much news going on with the coronavirus and whatnot. So they pressed me into action, and they knew I could turn a story pretty quick, because in sports, games end right at 10 o'clock, and you got 15 minutes before you go live. So you got to go talk to somebody, edit the highlights, and then, be ready to tell that story. So anyways, they wanted to put me in a helicopter. And I'd been in a helicopter before, probably about 10 years ago when I was 15 in Hawaii with my dad. But so they said, we're going to send you down to the coast. And this is the quickest way, because the trees on 49, which is one of the kind of arteries to get from Jackson to the coast, was blocked with a whole bunch of pine trees. It's a 2-lane highway either way. So they're going to fly me down there. So I get strapped in. My photographer's behind me. The pilot thinks he's still in, some sort of Vietnam War movie, and he banks hard to the left. And apparently I hadn't shut the door real close. And I almost fell out, and the camera guy, grabbed me, and the pilot grabbed me, and then they turned the helicopter in, the door closed, and we latched it, latched it in so I wouldn't fall out. But so that's my one almost death story doing television.
Oh my gosh. I mean, were you wearing a seatbelt?
Yeah, luckily I was wearing a seatbelt, but still it was, I was hanging halfway out the door when we
Holy cow.
properly. So
we're glad you're
that
still
could be
here.
a Tom Cruise movie. What, Lori? Sorry.
I said we're glad you're still here with us.
Oh yeah, we are glad. Let's give them hearts, y'all. Start throwing up those hearts. Lori, give them a heart. Give them a heart.
I'm trying. I'm working off 2 screens here.
Oh, okay. I'm a little bossy.
You get a heart.
Kathy Dooley says these are some great tips. Y'all let us know what other tips, and let us know who will be doing a video this week on the Relational Realtor.
Maybe they can email the room to you.
I'll do one for you too, just so y'all can see that. I'll try to do it tomorrow, and so you guys can have something to go on. Just an about me, kind of a walking, talking. It won't have any video to it, but it'll just me, and so you can see my, how I carry on and what I say, and then y'all can kind of mimic that or imitate that.
That's great.
Thank you. So thank you. So editing, what?
Editing is one of those things where, nowadays people are getting away with a lot more than what we used to do. We call them jump cuts when people talk on YouTube now or Instagram. They just go from one chop to one chop. So anything goes now. And people understand that, hey, because I said or ah or had a lost train of thought, well, just piece the good part together with the second part together with another third part, and just string it together, and don't worry about you didn't say it all the way through perfectly, because everyone edits down and just chops it together. You can put B-roll on top of that to cover it up, or just leave it as is, because again, people want to know what you're saying and get the gist of it. They don't really care anymore that it looks like, a polished look, that a TV commercial. It's just the way social media is.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God, because I don't even edit my videos, but like I don't have an iPhone. I'm Android and Microsoft. I use Hit Film Express,
Okay.
That thing. But
Like Photoshop Elements, which is an Adobe product you can use on Windows. It's about $99. You get the Photoshop, you get the Element, you get the Premiere, which is the editing software. It's a streamlined version where you can do audio, a couple of video layers, and a title sequence track if you wanted to do title sequencing for either an introduction with your lower third or for a house video. So if you're doing a property video and you wanted to edit it and you want it to be kind of polished, then that's what I would do. Also, a really cool app to use for those property videos. Say you're doing a pan and scan. So a pan and scan is you stand in front of a house and you're either with a tripod would be the best if you can do a tripod. But if you just stand there and just kind of tilt 75 degrees over and then stop, we can put, and you do that to the living room, the bathroom, and maybe from the fireplace you pan up, kitchen you pan right to left, change it up a little bit, but you get about 10 shots, right? And they're about 3 seconds each, maybe even if they're 5 seconds each, about a minute worth of video. You put it into this app called Majesto. And
I've
then
heard of that.
Magisto. And then there's a real estate, I think, template, and it will put it together automatically for you. You pick the music, and it doesn't have a lot of titles to it, but it shows the property. It has one at the beginning and one at the end with your logo if you have the pro version. And you've just showcased your house. And it looks like, if you guys have ever watched $1 Million Listing, you have that same type of feel to it. With just the pan and it moves faster and it kind of picks out the little, it does all the editing for you. All you have to do is place the photos in the sequence that you want, or video in the sequence you want, and you got yourself a great looking minute long video. You can do it
Awesome.
30 seconds. For Instagram, I'd knock it down to 15 seconds because that's what Instagram stories are. For a longer piece that you're going to put on Facebook, maybe a minute, and then with more information about it. And it just gives someone a taste of exactly what that house looks like, and then they'll prompt you to call you for more information.
85377, y'all. Debbie Drury asked about any walking and talking tips, because you were talking about just the rooms, not us in front of the camera, right?
Yeah,
Panning.
that would be, this is my last thing, and I got to go to a Zoom meeting with my client, with my agents at 6 o'clock. But so the one talking again, if you had a tripod or this light ring, you would, again, if you had a little lapel mic that you can walk and talk, or what I would suggest everyone to do is this. Do an intro where you're talking, hey, I'm at 116 Silverleaf Drive in Madison, Mississippi. Let me show you this great home. And then do the pan and scan, put your voice underneath it where they're seeing the house, and then you come back at the very end, what we call the donut. You have one at the beginning, one at the end. Say, hey, hope you enjoyed this house. Please give me a call, and then your information. So you wrap it up at the beginning and the end with 5 seconds, and then you just showcase the house. It's about the house, not you. And you want to show this has 4.5 bedrooms. What I really love about this house is the warm light that comes into the morning light that comes into the kitchen, and it gets my family up and ready for breakfast and ready for the day, or whatever the case may be. So that's what I would do. 5 seconds at the beginning, 5 seconds at the end, and then 45 seconds showcasing the house, give or take. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Lori, do you mind staying for a moment?
All right.
Thank you. We're going to talk about you behind your back.
All right.
Bye, Tony. Thank you so much. Wasn't that awesome? Let's start throwing out questions for next week, because we have him for an hour next week, and we are so blessed that he's part of this group. Dorothy says, thanks, Tony. Yes. Hashtag love exit. I sure do.
That's right. JANAMAY, how do you think, what is the best way for someone if they just want to do a little demo video that we can all just maybe talk about next week in that hour when we have more time? What would be the best way to submit that? Maybe in an email to you or me?
Yeah,
Or
whatever makes you comfortable, you can private message, and both Lori and I will get that message. Um, you can call me, my band, JANAMAY, all one word, to 85377, and Lori's is
Lori.exitmagiccity@gmail.com.
and what's your vanity?
Oh, LP1 to 853.
LP1. Sorry.
Short and sweet.
Yeah. And if you have any questions, or if you just need help writing out a little about me script. Also, the Relational Realtor is a safe group, and if there's anybody not acting appropriately, they will be removed and banned. So it'll be nothing but support, definitely, from me and the other agents that I know that's in this group. And I say hop on, practice, and I'll make sure that I check. I'm using the hands. Look, hop on and practice, and I'll make sure I keep up with you and see how you're doing. So who's going to make a video this week? Come on.
Come on,
It's
everyone.
fun, y'all. It's so intimidating when you first start.
Yes, it is.
Laura, you going to make the video after Tony's?
I am going to make a video. Yep.
So, I mean, it could also be a video about something you enjoy. It doesn't have to be, hey, Raven, it doesn't have to be something that's real estate related, something that you can talk about homeschooling your kids during COVID-19. I mean,
absolutely.
Make a meal. Yeah.
Yeah. Give us a walk around your yard or something. Show us what's
Yeah.
blooming. I don't know. We're going to do it because.
Hey, Michelle. Oh, sweet Michelle gave us a monkey with the eyes.
You can do it.
But we had 22 people at one point. So
awesome.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Tony left. Now we're down to 14. That's a good thing. So yes, please reach out to me and Lori. Sorry, darling.
I said this was just so important and such value because we're having to do more video now, and we want to move along with the times. And I just think that if we could get some practice in a safe environment, it's just going to make us all better.
Yeah, we've got virtual open house is a suggestion, buyer's presentation. I'm working on a buyer's presentation and a listing presentation right now from the resource center. As soon as COVID-19 came down, I did an open house, and I was going to be, instead of doing 2 hours, it was going to be 4 an hour. And I was pretty amazed by the interaction I got. I did have my producer director, Joe May, with me, so he would see the comments and let me know who's asking what. And I ran from one room to another. So virtual open houses, or just doing a virtual showing of a listing or somebody else's listing is good. I do recommend having a selfie stick. I've got two. One I paid $10 for. That's awesome. And the other one is a Smove. And well, it's spelled SMOVE. That was 150, but that follows you. The only problem, you can't do lives with it, Facebook lives. So I think Smove is just SMOBE.com, and Amazon or anywhere you can get a selfie stick, which is what I'm using more and more. Do y'all have any questions? Frankie Joel's in the house. Yay!
Oh,
We are blessed. We are so blessed. We've got Frankie, we've got Tony, Annette was in here. Yes, I do. This week, every night this week, I'm honoring a hero. And like, it started out just medical professionals, but the medical professional opened my eyes to there are other heroes. Last night was my poor husband. I think people feel sorry for him after that live. And but yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. And tomorrow night I'm honoring a college graduate, and I'm looking for high school students, high school seniors. So if anybody knows a high school senior, please let me know. I want to bring 2, 3 of them up on and honor them, and let the 3 friends, and let them talk about what it's like missing out on senior prom, cap and gown, just boom, college.
Yeah.
So I would really appreciate that. Joseph Daly's in the house. Hey, Joseph.
Medea.
Yes. Huh? But Medea's in the house. So yes, y'all, if you're just coming in, please replay this live. There was lots of nuggets of information that Tony shared with us, and start thinking about what you want for next Wednesday, because we do have them for an hour, and if we're really nice, hopefully we can get them back again later. Yeah. And also with this happy hour, I want y'all, I want the members to host a happy hour. Yes. So I have the Be Live, I pay for it, so I can bring y'all up and just step out. And I would love for somebody else to host a Relational Realtor happy hour. So any hands up? Joseph Daly, you want to host a happy hour?
Maybe Medea can host a happy hour too.
Medea, yes. Medea is hosting a happy hour Wednesday after next, love. So anyway, I guess, do you have anything else?
I don't. I just I look forward to people joining in, and let's work on our skills and get better. And it should be fun too. I mean, maybe we can have a few laughs while we do it.
Absolutely. No, well, that's all I want is laughs.
Right. I appreciate you, Jana, for doing this.
I appreciate all of y'all. I would be doing this if there was only one person watching. So, but I'm really excited that it was 22 people tonight. So thank you. Thank you. Y'all have a good night. Be safe, stay healthy, and when you can, stay home. Bye.
Bye.
See, I do this all the time. I say goodbye, and then it takes me forever to shut down.